this program, so European Master in Business Studies. People who are going to participate in this presentation are our partner in each country. And there are also teachers in this country, so Roberta Quell, myself, Aude Pommeret, Carmen Santos, and Ralph Wagner. And we will also have Thomas Fer, who is an alumni, and Guillermo Fernandez, who is an alumni as well, who are going to explain us about being an alumni from the EMBS and also being a former student and give testimonial about our program. So we will start our presentation and there will be plenty of time for Q&A at the end of the presentation. So let me start with a presentation of the main features of this program. So the EMBS is a master degree in management with a focus on marketing and sales and with an emphasis on the European and global dimension. So it means this is what you will learn mostly, but of course, there are also some expertise and classes on finance, on supply chain, for instance. The duration is 2 years, and that's a full-time program corresponding to 120 ECTS. And the originality, and really, I think one of the big value added of this program is that we have 4 semesters in 4 different European countries. So you spend the first semester in Trento, in Italy, in Università di Trento. Then you spend the second semester in Université Savoie-Mont-Blanc in France. So this is in Annecy. Then you spend the third semester in Universität Kassel in Germany. And the fourth semester is in León, Universidad de León in Spain. So you move from one country to the other during the 2 years. At the end of the process, if you succeed, you will have 4 degrees and a joint degree as well. So you will have a diploma with a signature of the 4 rectors of each university, and also you will be graduated with a Master of Italy, France. So in France, I can say it. So it's a Master en droit économie gestion. You will have 1 master degree from Germany as well, and 1 from Spain. Main features of the program. So all the teaching is in English. You will have some local language courses. So Italian, German, French, Spanish, depending on the country. That is going to be proposed in each university and with different levels. In addition, you will be in a very heterogeneous environment. So there is a mix of students from different countries. I will come back to that later on. You have other compulsory activities, more than the standard lectures. You will start with an improvisational workshop, and there will be other workshops during the 2 years. You will have a startup week when you will learn how to build a startup. You will have annual corporate seminar with the EMBS Alumni Association. So it is going to be twice because the master program is 2 years. A company project you will do for a client. And of course, you will have a minimum 3 months international internship program. So when I was, you will have a very international environment. Let me remind you that we started this program in 2007. That was where EMBS started, and it started with 14 students from 4 different countries. And the 4 different countries were simply France, Italy, Germany, and Spain. And then during the time, it expanded to more students and more different countries. So we had that, for instance, in 2017 for the EMBS 11th, 28 students from 13 different countries. So currently in Annecy with me are 29 students coming from 9 different countries. Another important thing I would like to point, and that is also on this slide, is that we are EFMG accredited. So we were first accredited in 2017, and we were re-accredited in 2020 for 5 years. So it means this is a very important recognition at the international level of the standard of our international master program. So this is a very demanding quality process that we have to satisfy in order to get this accreditation. And this is something that is recognized also by employers. So now I leave the floor to my colleague from Germany.
Yes, well, thank you very much. So a warm welcome from Germany. First of all, I would like to introduce Katrin. You see here with this nice green background.
Hello.
And so Katrin and we are the two guys running the EMBS in Germany, and then we have Reinhard Hühnerberg with us. So he's one of the founders of the EMBS, and so he will still be teaching when you are in Kassel. And so now we know already 3 persons of the Kassel team. About the objectives. So when you are deciding and accepted in the EMBS, we will change you. And so you will become a different person. So it's not a kind of brainwashing, but you will experience a lot of things. So working in foreign countries is different from going for holidays. And your personality will grow. Definitely, you will have some challenges, but coping with the challenges, you will grow. And so adapting to a new environment every 6 months is already a challenge. And then adapting to these different styles of learning, of teaching, of instructing, which are cultural bound, is a challenge as well. And therefore, for sure, our students are growing. And so for me, it's always a big pleasure to see how they are at the graduation ceremony, in contrast, how they have been in the opening. Of course, you will learn further things. You will learn about the professional development. So you will learn some basic foundations of management that are, let's say, going beyond to the standard stuff, particularly when you are working on your master thesis. You will learn a lot that is highly specialized. So you will become an expert in some domains. Can you go back, please? You're too fast. And you will learn about technologies. You will learn how to use the digital tools in an efficient manner. You will, get social competences, working in a group that is heterogeneous, working in a group that is rooting in various cultures. And that's a challenge by itself, and you will have a lot of fun with that. In the beginning, it might be a little bit threatening to you, but you will get used to enjoy this. And in addition to that, we are preparing our students how to manage in future times by means, we are living in times of climate change. Yesterday, the news report has been released, and you all know, there is a problem ahead, and we will not fix it by just being afraid. So we have to work on it. And we have additional problems like the aging societies, and we have some conflicts between our nations right now. And of course, managers need to care about that, need to position their companies, supporting people, supporting freedom, and preparing business models for these development is a challenge by itself. And so basically, to summarize, we're preparing people to become managers that lead Europe. that are not followers, but that are leaders, and that are able to cope with heterogeneous cultures without being somehow annoying, threatening, but taking advantage of the differences. And that is something, as you might recognize in the last days, has been lost in a lot of leading groups. Put it that way. So next slide, please. Okay, you will be equipped with tools, so you will learn techniques, particularly in management, in time management, presentations, in negotiations, but also in working with digital platforms and similar things. So data analysis is one big thing. You will learn hands-on, so it is not what students should not do is just learning by heart and then replicating what you have learned in the lectures or from some textbooks. It is working on the problem. And therefore we have a lot of projects, and we have one big company project. You are working for a real client. We have a startup week, we have workshops, we have seminars, we have international internships. So there's a lot of hands-on. Students are never bored. So you will not have that much time to play online games or something like that. But there's a lot of more exciting things to explore. And of course, you will work with other students. You will start in Trento, in Italy. Lectures are designed to prepare you for the whole program, to homogenize the conditions of the students by means of prior knowledge. Then you're going to NSC, you're going to specialize. After that, you're coming to Kassel, you will specialize further. And of course, you will already start working on research by means of writing your master thesis. That is quite uncommon to do master thesis in the third semester instead of the fourth, but it is, in former times we had it different, and we have learned that students take advantage of having a whole semester where they can focus on it without appointments for internship interviews and conflicts, time conflicts with the companies and where they want to do their internship or their starting positions and presenting the master thesis results. So you will do that when you're in Kassel, and you will finalize your studies when you are in Spain, in Leon, and that semester is most on preparing you for business practice. And there you will learn the most recent development, how to use the tools in the role as a manager. Yeah, please, next slide. Our teaching learning style, as I already mentioned, is different from the classical teaching, front teaching that you might already be used to. So we have, of course, we have front lectures, and of course we are explaining theories, and that is highly needed, that you can understand why people behave in a certain way. But we do a lot of practical things. So we are working on case studies, on simulations, on business games, on group works, presentations. And so we will keep you busy with things that are really thrilling. That's our aim. And so you will participate in an intensive program this year. This will be in Porto. You will have the startup weeks, you will have company projects, and you will have a mandatory internship that should be in any country that you like, but not your home country. So we want you to become international managers. Yeah, really. That's it from my side. Now I give over to Professor Carmen Santos from Leon.
Yeah, thank you so much. I am Carmen Santos. I am the coordinator of the program in Spain at the University of Leon. And The overall structure of the 4-semester curriculum, including the ECTS allocated, is shown in this slide. As you can see, in the first semester, there are a variety of courses oriented towards European and international specificity in relation with management, decisions, methods, and selected fundamental areas of management, such as international marketing and strategic management. Then the second semester in honesty emphasizes special areas of marketing, such as purchasing and supply chain, marketing research, or consumer behavior, as well as paying attention to European and global economics. In this semester, students are already exposed to practical work, collaborating with companies, and also they are involved in projects such as the Startup Week that takes place during this semester. The third semester in Kassel is dedicated to further knowledge and understanding of marketing. And the third semester is also when students start to compile their thesis. And for this, a training is provided in advanced research methods to allow the writing of a thesis at publication level. In the first semester in León, the courses prepare the students for the international business world, enhancing the managerial perspective. During this semester, the students work on a real company project, and they search for their internship to begin by June. Graduates are well prepared for international management positions, especially but not exclusively in marketing areas, and will be capable of embarking on ambitious careers. During the last years, there are, as you can see, a lot of students that selected to develop their careers in Germany. And some examples of positions held by graduates are senior marketing manager, key accounting manager, founders, product manager, brand manager. So there are plenty of possibilities. And that's all for me. And now, Professor Roberta.
Yeah, here I am. I'm Roberta Kuel. I'm Professor of Organization Studies at the Department of Economics at the University of Trento. I want just to stress on what would be the program overview and how you will get introduced in the whole program of EMBS. In September, there is the intake session, and you have to remember that there is no admission that is available for EMBS. So whenever you start for the MBS, you start at the beginning of the program in September, even in August, honestly, with the crash courses. So we will provide a couple of crash courses that you can do it online. Then you will start with the improvisational workshop, and then you will take classes. The idea is to have a group of up to 30 students that are working together for 2 years, all together, living in 4 different countries and also creating a community. This community is kind of diverse in terms of having non-EU students, citizens, European students, various Italians, and each one of you have different also deadline for the applications. So remember that the next deadline would be for the non-EU. It will be March 24th. For EU citizens, we have 2 deadlines, March 24th and then May 12th. We have 2 deadlines because we wanted to check in the first session with the non-EU how many EU and students we will have. In any case, there is also the other possibility to get in May. The process is quite complex, We will check the bachelor degree, the content of the program that you were following, at least having 50% of courses in economics and management, a B2 English level of English, degree grade. Then we will also check your experiences in traveling and having, you know, any other Erasmus experience that you may had in the previous years. You can go through the detailed requirements on the website, on the portal. Thank you, Lorenza. Or Aude, sorry. The program overview, as I was pointed out, it's we have an accommodation period in which you will be helped by each office. Like in our case, there is the International Mobility Office, and there are all these offices in all the countries that would help you to find a place, but it is not an obligation. So if you want to do it by yourself, fine for us, but we will give you a lot of advice on that. Then there are many other activities as a group that you have to carry on during these 2 years, like the international internship, the company project. We will do the seminar week. So we will stay together 1 week every year in one different country that is not the fourth, the one of the 4 countries that are part of the program. So we will, you know, have the opportunity to add to the traditional courses many other activities. So it's a very intense program. According to my experience, working and doing that program is not really affordable because of many activities that are also extra activities. The tuition fee is around 3,500 per year, and there is a part that is the tuition fee, and then the administrative fees of each university. All this information are again available on the website. The examination rules are kind of tough, are very different from in particular, the traditions that we have in Italy. And the participants, the attendance is compulsory up to 80% or 70% in our countries. If you can do the exam 3 times in total. So the first time and repeat it twice. If you don't pass the exam, then you failed. You failed the whole program. So it's very tough in terms of activities that you need to carry on. If you pass the exam, you cannot repeat it to have a better grade. The grade that you have is the one that you will have in your libretto or your list of courses. If you don't, but these are rules that will explain in details during the courses and during the semester. So the message of this slide is that we are the examination rules, the activities that we carry on are very defined and pre-scheduled in a very strict deadlines, and you cannot skip too much on that. This is a bad stuff because you have a lot of constraints, but it's also a good thing because you, in some way, if you follow the path, everything is going quite smooth. So you shouldn't have big problems on that. Then I leave the floor to Lorenza Zuccati, that is the head of the International Office, Mobility Office in Trento, for the admission requirements.
Yeah, thank you very much. Hello, everybody. Yes, my name is Lorenza Zuccati, and I will be your contact point for administrative issues related to the EMBS program. So just to go something more in details, when speaking about the admission requirements for the EMBS program, the EMBS program is open to all applicants with a bachelor degree amounting in 118 ECTS credits, so the European credits, and lasting at least 6 semesters. And very important is that the majority of the subjects taught during your bachelor degree are focused on economics management or economics and management related subjects. So most of our applicants, they have a bachelor degree or they are going to graduate in a bachelor degree with a focus on economics and management. But we can also consider some applicants with a different background, provided at least 50% of that courses are economics and management related. So you should have the classes in, I don't know, math, statistics, something in law, or much more generally speaking in economics and business. There is a threshold in terms of a final grade. Of course, we can give you some information about the final grade according to the 4 national systems, the Italian one, the French one, the German and the Spanish one. But for all the other applicants graduated or who are going to graduate in a country different from the 4 EMBS countries, you can submit your GPA score, and we will then check if your GPA is consistent with the entry requirements of the EMBS program. Very important, good command of the English language. B2 level is the minimum requirement for admission. To be honest, most of our applicants, they have a stronger knowledge of English language. So we strongly advise you and recommend that you try to improve your English knowledge as much as you can. Also because most of the EMBS activities are individual or group assignments, and so it's very important that you are able to interact in the proper way with the rest of the class. Proficiency in English is really a must. We will also check, according to your transcript of records, that you have some good command of the most common computer applications. So you should be able to use a laptop or a PC to complete some assignments. And of course, some of you are still attending the last year of the bachelor or undergraduate degree. You can apply anyway for our EMBS program. If admitted, you will be admitted under condition. This means that your official enrollment will be done only when you receive your bachelor degree. The next slide, please. Thank you very much. Just to give you some figures about the most common profile of our EMBS students. Average age is around 23, 24 years. And about the academic background, as I told you, most of our applicants and then EMBS students, they have a background in economics and business. Some of them, they already had a bachelor degree with a focus on marketing or international trade. But we also have some applicants and then students with a different background, like finance, or some of them with a background in languages, completed with additional exams or a minor in business or economics. Then there is a minority of applicants and students with a very, very different background, like computer sciences or social sciences, but also in this event, these students completed their previous bachelor or undergraduate path with some additional activities focused on economics and business, just to meet the entry requirement of the program. The next slide. Okay, here you have a list of useful links. Some of them are our official website or official video, but you can also have a look of what the EMBS family and EMBS life is. Just to give you an idea, there is a video about the EMBS corporate seminar we had in Rome in 2017 to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the EMBS program. And here you can I mean, you can just have a look and see and watch how the EMBS students perceive the program and what they do, which kind of additional activities are offered to the students. Of course, social media are also useful for us, so you can find some additional information on Facebook or Instagram. Okay, this was from my side.
Yeah, thank you very much, Lorenza. So after having heard the different coordinators in each country and professors, I leave the floor to Thomas Febvre, who is president of the EMBS Alumni Association. And then we will have Guillermo Fernandez, who is also a former student. So Thomas, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So hello everybody. So I'm also an MBS like you virtually next year. So basically I was in the first promotion, so in 2007, and we have founded the alumni somewhere in 2009 or 2010. So this is more than 12 years going on now. And basically, so we try to connect as much as possible alumni with students over the years. So as said before, so we get the annual meeting that we try to make in a European city every year with the students in order to get the alumni and the students together. But we are also making other activities. So with COVID, that was a bit difficult, but let's say we try to make also some local EMBS ambassador in the city where we get several alumni of the EMBS in order to create some group and some let's say after work drinks or lunch or whatever. We are also organizing some keynotes so virtually in order to have some topics for the training of students as well and for the alumni still to gain everybody. What we are doing as well is that for this year we are setting up a startup week for the students only, where over 1 week they are trained into making pitches, into developing an idea of a business, for example, in a week with the jury at the end, considering which project will be the best with external companies and with other people, experts in the startup environment as well. And what we do else, so we have a full platform in which we are gathering the full EMBS community, where you can get some information, some news. You can also get a mentor into the alumni people. So we get about 40 to 50 mentors that are open to mentoring students. So these are alumni, which are professionals, and who are looking at helping students in order to help them in discovering a topic, a business, or in conducting also the master thesis, for example. So this is pretty flexible in what we can do. So and we try every year to get new ideas and new possibilities, always to make gain in power and in let's say in community feeding, in developing all these aspects. So we try to make as much as we can do. And just for you to know, as of today, so the population of graduated EMBS people is between 250 and 300 people. So that makes quite quite an interesting network for you afterwards, either to find an internship or to find a job after the EMBS. And all these people are in various businesses. So it can be in healthcare, it can be in electronics, it can be marketing, it can be in investment funds. There is a lot of people. Most of the EMBS are covering most of the let's say of the industry. So you can probably find some people who will be able to help you, or would be happy to help any EMBS people in that. And so you can follow some information about the EMBS alumni so on LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Thomas. Maybe now I give the floor to Guillermo to give us some insights of testimonial of a former EMBS student.
Sounds good. Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Perfect.
Great. So I'm Guillermo Fernandez. I studied the EMBS in its 5th year. So I think we finished in 2012, more or less. At the moment, I'm an insights manager at the YouTube EMEA, which means that my role is really to provide the marketing department at YouTube in the region with insights to make decisions, essentially. Before that, I was working at Ipsos Mori, which is a large market research organization in the UK. And before that, I was at another consultancy called Reputation Institute, which obviously, as the name indicates, focuses on reputation management. I finished the EMBS, as I said, in 2012, and then I moved to London, and I've been in London ever since, despite Brexit and all the nightmares associated with that, but still happy in London. Thinking about the EMBS and the 2 years that I spent there, Professor Ralph Wagner was talking about how it will change you, right? I think it's an interesting take, and I tend to agree with that. I was given the opportunity to join the EMBS by Professor Carmen Santos right here. I was a student of business at the University of León, and I was really interested in, taking my career forward, going outside my comfort zone. That typical sentence, but in my case, it was really true. I didn't really want to, stay in León or stay even in Spain, and so I was really hungry for international experiences. And Carmen and the rest of the professors had this wonderful program, as they were explaining, moving through 4 different countries, working with people from different backgrounds and nationalities. For me, that was really, really appealing. And I have to say that, finishing 10 years ago, looking back, it was really a crucial experience in my personal and professional life. It was fundamental for me to get to where I am now in my career, for a couple of reasons. The first one, and the very practical thing, obviously, academically, it was fantastic to be exposed to 4 different teaching methods. We got really different skill sets in each of the semesters. And, to give you a really practical example, my master's thesis was in reputation management. And I have literally built my career so far on that master's thesis. That was the starting point for me to come to London, to get my first internship, and then to continue my career until the present day, really. And the second important point, as they were explaining in the presentation, it was fundamental for me to work with people from different backgrounds. One of the professors, Stefan Ganasali, he was a coordinator back in the day. He was telling us, you have to learn to be flexible, and I think that is so true. And the EMBS really helped us become more flexible and adapting to different environments, solving problems. We did a lot of group work presentations. I remember working with myself and 4 German classmates, and just bridging the gaps in ways of working, working through the strengths of each nationality, dealing with the weaknesses that I felt I had in comparison to others. And, you know, it did really help me grow. And yeah, I can only, if I am honest, I can only recommend it because it has been foundational in my career and my life, literally. So yeah, very happy. You know, if you have any questions, I don't know if you have time for that. Very happy to answer them, but you know, they are not paying me, but I'm definitely an advocate for the program.
Thank you so much, Guillermo, for that.
Mm-hmm.
So here is just my last slide. So you have the administrative contact here in Annecy. It will be Marie and Jean if you need some more information regarding administrative stuff, and Lorenza Zucchetti, that who you heard previously in Trento. Finally, you have here the academic contacts. So myself in Annecy, Roberta Coel and Italo Trevisan in Trento, Ralph Wagner in Kassel, and Carmen Rodriguez Santos in León. So thank you very much for your attention. And now, I mean, we have time for Q&A. So please do not hesitate to ask questions.